Lin's skeletal warriors surrounded the snake from all sides, filling the entire area. But the poisonous snake immediately opened its massive jaws again and began devouring the skeletons. In response, Lin fired his lone flame at it, only to realize the attack had no effect. The snake roared and tried once more to swallow the skeletons whole. The skeletons pulled back slightly and launched a series of attacks. Explosions lit up the battlefield, accompanied by violent notifications that reached Lin, mixed with the elemental explosions hitting the snake from every direction. However, the creature was far from weak. With its sturdy tail and relentless attacks, it tore through the skeletal warriors non-stop. The air quickly became filled with poisonous gas, spreading a deadly miasma across the battlefield. Lin had already obtained the item he came for, and had no reason to stay. He decided to escape, but he saw that the other snakes, waiting for the poison crystals, had noticed his attempt, and rushed at him in a joint attack. Lin just laughed, saying that if they couldn't take down the boss, what made them think they could handle him? He sent Soul Flame towards the smaller snakes, which immediately began to burn. There was no time, and he continued with his skeletal fangs, quickly cutting them down and collecting their corpses. Each level 72 poisonous snake granted him 4,320,000 experience points. He quickly amassed a large pile of them, and after he was done, he prepared his favorite technique. As soon as he activated Corpse Burst, Lin triggered a series of violent explosions that shook the ground beneath him. The area trembled, and he smiled at the sight. He turned to the snake, smirking and saying he would gift it 1,000 explosions. Immediately, the explosions erupted once more, filling the battlefield with fire and smoke. Notifications appeared in rapid succession, showing that monsters from level 72 to 75 were being killed, each one granting him millions of experience points. The chain of explosions consumed every nearby snake, and even the large poisonous snake was caught in the devastation. Messages of the smaller snake's deaths continued to appear. However, the snake's death message never came. Nevertheless, the sheer number of kills caused Lin's level to skyrocket. A bolt of lightning struck him from above as the system displayed his level. He had reached level 51. He muttered to himself that he had no idea how many snake monsters he had cut down, but it was enough to push him higher. As the battlefield grew silent, Lin remained standing among the remnants as the air around him began to change. Strong winds swept across the sky. Lightning flashed and a vortex slowly formed. His expression became serious as he muttered, "I wonder if the snake is coming back." He quickly scanned his surroundings for a sign, but found nothing. Confused, he whispered to himself, wondering what was happening, unable to comprehend the sudden change. At that moment, the massive rock surrounding the poison pool began to crack and collapse. Huge chunks of stone hurtled down toward Lin, who narrowly dodged them. He muttered to himself, "What is this?" It was a mechanism from the lower space. Violent winds spread throughout the area, pulling everything in their gravity. Lin fought against the storm, but managed to steady himself and land on solid ground. His voice trembled as he said, "This is terrifying. If I hadn't just leveled up, I might have thought I was hallucinating." By chance, he landed next to the poisonous pool. Above him, the storm raged, but his attention was fixed on the water. Staring at it in shock, he wondered aloud, "Why is this pool still here, untouched and unerased?" Driven by curiosity, he dipped his finger into the water. He immediately felt his body's immunity protect him from its effects. With a sense of relief, he whispered that, "The poison won't affect me." He entered the pool without hesitation. As he dove deeper, his voice took on a nervous tone. "The poisonous crystals. They must have come from here." The water became increasingly unstable the further he advanced, with currents exploding fiercely while bubbles of poisonous gas appeared endlessly. Any ordinary person would have melted instantly, but Lin remained unaffected. He dove beneath the surface, swimming downward towards the source of the crystals. He quickly discovered a tunnel at the bottom, from which countless crystals were flowing out. His eyes narrowed. So this is where they came from. What's hidden inside? Deeper? He swam through the tunnel, pushing himself forward until he reached a hidden cave. He emerged from the water and froze. The center of the cave was a huge coffin wrapped in green cloth. Lin approached cautiously, his voice low as he muttered about a coffin. He looked inside, his breath catching. Resting inside was a man, the god of poison, his state clearly one of deep sleep. Lin's face tensed. This is the tomb of the poison god. No wonder the pool overflowed with poisonous essence. It was his power all along. Based on those unhealed wounds, he must be on the verge of death. Suddenly, a wave of power erupted from the coffin. The god's eyes suddenly flew open, and poisonous gases erupted in thick waves that engulfed the cave. Lin groaned and stumbled back. He's still alive. No, that can't be. If revival were possible, this would have happened long ago. This must be the lingering spirit's obsession that my interference awakened. Without hesitation, Lin activated Mighty Soldier and Absolute Soul Ignition. His voice trembled with rage as he roared, "You're already dead. Crawl back into your coffin." The ignition struck the entity, and the body inside dissolved into pure energy. Lin gasped. It worked. Only a wisp of a soul remained. However, as the body disappeared, the coffin exploded with poisonous energy that flooded the room. At that moment, Lin felt power surge through him. His elemental resistance rose to its absolute peak, stronger than ever before. At the same time, a new power awakened within him, the authority of a medium-grade divinity, and with it came something even greater, the legacy of the divine poison god's seat itself. So, my friend, today's chapter is over. Have a nice day.